Hello, and welcome to the Table and Well podcast. I'm Tennison.
And I'm Ginelle. Thank you for joining us as we discuss topics and give practical tools that help you live, grow, and be in healthy, joy-filled relationship with God, yourself, and others.
For more information and resources, or if you're looking for coaching, connection, and community, visit tableandwell.org. We hope you enjoy this podcast. You are listening to Fingerprints, how God is transforming the relational health of his family. All throughout this series, you will hear transformational stories from everyday people just like you. But what if this transformation isn't just for them? What if it's for you too? I want to let you know that it is for you as well. And that's why we've created Relational Collabs, intentional spaces where this type of transformation becomes real. These are small, safe communities where you will practice the skills that will help you grow and build joy, rebuild your trust, enable you to stay present in the middle of hard moments, help you deeply connect to God, yourself, and others, and experience the authentic connection that your heart was designed for. See, this is more than just another class or a book study or even a Bible study. This is real life. This is hands-on. This is heart-connected, and it's changing lives. If you're tired of disconnection, and if you're longing for something more, don't just listen to these stories, become one. For more information, or to join our fall collabs starting in September, go to tableandwell.org/collabs. You were never meant to walk this journey alone. And your healing is part of how God is leaving his fingerprints in the transformation of the relational health of his family. Hello, and thank you for joining us today on the Table and Well podcast. We are so glad that you're with us. We are in season 3, and this is episode 40-something. I don't know, because I haven't kept track. But we are in our series, Fingerprints, how God is transforming the relational health of his family. And throughout this series, we're going to be talking to people, leaders, well, obviously people, because we can't talk to animals.
Animals.
No. We tried that once. It doesn't really work. We're going to be talking to...
Usually talk back. Yeah.
That's very true. We'll talk to... This is all staying in. But we're going to talk to leaders and people you know, maybe people you don't know, listeners, you guys that are listening today, and friends of ours that we are just going to ask, how have you seen God's fingerprints working as you're growing in relational health? And today we have some friends of ours who have been through our labs, and they've been part of a couple other things that we've done, and we are excited they're here with us. It's our friends Jane and Ken Gammeroth. I said it right.
I think you might have added a vowel.
I added a vowel in there, but
It's just Gammeroth.
Thank you. Their name will be on the bottom of the screen, so you can check it.
And you can mispronounce it.
You can mispronounce it with me. But we are so glad you guys are here with us, and we're excited to have this conversation with you. So, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we should just start.
I think so too.
All righty, let's go.
All right. So tell us a little bit about what started you guys on your path to relational health. Where did it all begin?
Loaded question.
With Table and Well, or in general?
Just in general.
In general, yeah. And just start in general, and then we kind of work our way forward.
Well, I can say that Ken and I have always valued, ever since we got married, doing relational development.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the value in it, even right from our pre-marriage course. Throughout our marriage, we've been married 38 years, and
Awesome.
we've done quite a few different things to be able to communicate more clearly and learn about ourselves. And so when we heard about Table and Well, we were intrigued, because I'm like, how is this going to complement what we'd already done? And because our church was doing it, of course, we wanted to be involved with that, because we really value community. So
yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, over the years, the different things that we've done, some have been just out of a heart for wanting to grow and learn. Others have been, kind of necessity, like, hey, we're not in a great place here. We need focus and spend some time on something,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's how we got started.
Yep.
It's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
something's not right here, and we need to do something different.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure. So, so on this journey, I guess, what have been some of through all the different things that you guys have gone through and participated in as far as relational health goes, and just improving yourself and your personal growth? What are some of the things that maybe you've learned along the way with Table and Well, or not Table and Well, but that have really made an impact in your life and how you've grown relationally?
Mhm. For myself, I think seeing my husband as God's son, like
Mm.
Yeah.
he's not my enemy. He's not, somebody I have to compete against. He's my partner in life. And we said the other day, like, we were having a conversation about our growth, and I'm like, I still feel like I don't really fully know you. Like, I feel like in this season that we're in now, that I'm still discovering things
Yeah.
about, and so that's been exciting and interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. That's super
Yeah.
cool.
yeah, and I'm discovering more about each other and ourselves through all of that. And some of the other um, groups or work that we've done. Yeah, and it's interesting how they've kind of built on each other, where
Yeah.
the first stuff we did was, let's say, more conflict resolution based. Like, we are not in a good place. We need to do some work.
Mhm.
And it was all about initial real communication between us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How do we actually dialogue and talk and
Mhm.
and that kind of work? And then the next big section we did was really about ourselves.
Mhm.
Just identifying, like, who am I? Who do I want to be? What, like, and now Table and Well has just built on that. Like, okay, if I,
Mhm.
and both of us growing in the Lord through all of this as well. So
Yeah.
certainly the Table and Well identity structure just builds on that even more. That,
Mm.
okay, now I know, we're past the conflict, where, we're in a pretty good place, and now I feel more confident with who I am, and now let's build more on what am I learning about my identity, and
Yeah.
we relate to that. So each thing has kind of grown and built on itself,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just added to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been, Tennison and I were talking about this the other day after labs on Monday night, where we've just seen the growth in you both. And it's been so fun to watch in just 22 weeks to see and discover new things about you guys and the way that you share and the ideas that you're uncovering, and then even getting to have a bit of a front row seat and watching you guys discover each other, which has been a real gift. And I think is beautiful, and well worth stating that even after, what did you say, 36 years?
38.
38?
Yeah.
38 years?
Married.
Married.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And how many years before that?
Dated for 4, but literally knew each other from very small, like 6-8 years old.
Oh my
Wow.
Yeah.
gosh. That's a lifetime of discovery right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
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 Talk a little bit about your season of life too right now. You guys have kind of gone through a transition in just life in general. And I feel like the timing of you guys joining Collabs just is so beautifully interfaced with the season that you're in and why this discovery is important. Can you talk a little bit to that?
Well, certainly I'm in some transition after 38, 37 years of being involved in businesses and ownership. My companies were bought out, and I'm, let's say, currently unemployed. We're not sure if it's retirement. Unemployed. So yeah, I'm as of last August, in a huge transition of, without my business as my identity.
Yeah.
Am I really now?
Mhm.
Right.
Certainly always had a heart for helping people and mentoring people, and being involved uh, with a lot of close friends and that, but always had that businessman is really my identity. That it was a default.
Mhm.
So, wow, who am I now? Yeah, and where's this going? Do I like this?
Yeah, right. And
do I like me? Do I like the new me? That okay? Now I have lots of time to even think about who that is.
yeah,
There's some challenges there. So,
and you're at home, and so then there's that side of it, because we
The
walk
togetherness.
the togetherness, because we walked through that a little bit when I resigned from being on staff at a church. It was like, oh, and now we're together every day in the same room
all the time.
Yeah.
Jane, talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So when we started having kids, and our firstborn was born in 1991, I decided to stay home. We decided I would stay home to raise the kids. So I did hair part-time in the home. When Ken came home from work, I would do a few hair clients in the house. But for the most part, I was a stay-at-home full-time mom.
Mm-hmm.
And so my time has always kind of been my own schedule. And so when Ken came home, I wanted to know, okay, what is this going to look like? And I wanted answers from him immediately. So I knew how to structure my day and how to about it. Like I would know how to process it. And he was like, oh, I don't know, because our personalities are very opposite. I'm just going to figure it out as I go. I'm like, that does not feel safe to me.
Right.
yeah,
So it's been an interesting transition for me that way, in him being home. I think what a gift to me was the day that I don't know how many months in that would have been, he said, you don't have to worry about me. He says, I can look after myself. You don't have to worry about what I'm doing, and just go about your day. And I was like, what a relief, because I had internalized that I had to be kind of available all the time if he needed, if he wanted to do something, or very self-aware of I lived my life without him being home all the time. So when he said to me, like, you can just go about your day, and I'll let you know if there's anything that I want to do as a couple or whatever. And that was such a relief. So we're still learning our new rhythms.
Yeah.
And something we did do that was very helpful is we created a what would you call it? Like a electronic calendar, both on, and we're pretty good about just scheduling things in, and just even if it's having coffee with a friend, we'll put it in the calendar just so that we're aware of what the other person is up to.
Yeah.
So, just a great line of communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's that general understanding of, because I'm in transition, and I'm, let's say, kind of given myself this first summer to just absolutely be. I shared with Jane coming into golf season. I'm a golfer, so just made the statement, it'll be much easier for you to assume that I am playing every day than asking me every day if I'm playing, right? It's the same, but it comes with a different mindset of in freedom. Like, don't worry about it. Just it's your issue to deal with. So
No, that's good.
I love that.
Yep.
It's because it's such a complex dynamic when things like that change, where it's just always been one way for so long, and then you're faced with, like, now it's going to be completely different, and there's feelings of, like, rules and boundaries and communication that needs to be put into place, but, like, where do we even start with that? And then a lot of times old habits or patterns or ways of caring for one another comes up. Right? Like, then once we've gotten into our rhythm of life, those kind of go to the side, because we just find our rhythm. After having wrestled through that, I'm sure you guys had to wrestle through your first years of him working all the time and all the things that brought. And but the willingness to come back and just have the conversation again, and to keep it an ongoing conversation of, we're going to discover this as we go.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
Just learning that both of us having to be flexible, but can have, in consideration of what I might need, to just let me know I'm doing these things today.
Yeah.
And me being okay with some flexibility of not always knowing what he's up to.
Hey friends, we have some really important news that we want to share with you of what we're doing here at Table and Well.
If we've had the honor to walk with you, you all know how much we care about helping people connect with God, themselves, and others.
After 5 years of retreats and collabs and workshops and community tables, we have seen and heard countless stories of families being restored, of marriages being healed, and leaders living more joyfully and maturely. So because of that, we're going to take this summer and put our full attention to completing our relational discipleship curriculum. This is so we can help to deepen and widen our reach and the transformation that we are seeing in the lives of those that we're walking with.
Yeah, it is the thing that people keep asking for. And it's honestly what we wish we had 20 years ago.
Absolutely. I mean, it's really practical, it's accessible, and it's rooted in the transformation that we've seen in you and really in ourselves as well.
Yep. But here's the honest part. Table and Well is about $3,000 a month short in our financial goals and what we need to be able to finish this curriculum with the time investment that it takes.
You know, and summer is always the hardest part financially. And without your support, we're going to have to put a pause on development and tremendously scale some things back moving towards the fall.
So we're inviting you, if Table and Well, if our work has impacted your life, your family, your church, we're inviting you to help us carry this forward.
Yeah, see, your one-time gift of $50, $100, $500 would be amazing, and any gift is truly appreciated. But really what we're asking, what we're needing right now is monthly support. What we're looking for and asking is for 15 people to give at least $200 a month. If you could do that, that would take care of our immediate needs.
Yes, and 25 people at $200 a month would really help set us up well as we go into the fall.
Yeah.
Twice as many as that would actually ensure that Table and Well is sustainable well into 2026, which would be absolutely amazing.
Yes.
So together, we are bringing relationships back to life.
Yes, so thank you for your support and walking with us on this journey.
Thank you.
I love that. So as you guys have been on this journey, just kind of stay on topic and maybe a little shift here, just a little bit though, but in this process of Ken, you transitioning and still on this journey of growth and relational maturity, relational health, what's something that has really surprised you within yourself as you've grown and in this transition phase? What's something that's really just, good surprise, bad surprise, whatever, but just a surprise?
I think it's some work that I started processing a few years ago, but this is really the timing and the Table and Well grouping really brought it to the forefront that like I really do have a heart for people, really do care, but in my past it was always the business and my identity that way was always first. I would slot people where I had time, and I often didn't feel that I had could really commit to things. Mm-hmm. Now I find myself in a position of, well, hey, like you need help, yeah, I can be there.
Yeah.
So just embracing that side of me, that giving myself that ability to actually just say, yeah, I do care and I want to be involved.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
How about you, Jane?
Well, I would reflect on what Ken was saying in that even when he was knee deep in running the businesses, and the last few years of running the business became a little complicated because of other companies that got involved, where there was a lot of stress and just a different mindset when it came to running businesses. And so it was conflict, basically kingdom mindset versus the world mindset.
Yeah.
Global versus local. But what I actually am reflecting on as he was sharing that is that he actually did still make time for people, even if they were work related. And then even when he did finally decide, okay, I'm going to resign, I'm going to, sell the companies, people were still reaching out to him from that business world to ask, just to talk to him or to process with him. This is interesting. Like that didn't get cut off. That didn't get finished. They continue even, I don't know when the most recent call was, but
Just yesterday.
yesterday. It's been 6-7 months and or however long it's been, probably longer than that, 9 months. They're still continuing to reach out to him. I think in part because he's developed this ability to listen for what people are really saying behind what they're saying.
Yeah.
And some of that was further developed with Table and Well. And, you don't have to fix because Ken's a goer, he's a go-getter, he's a fixer, he's a problem solver. And just like, and in my observation of my husband up until this point, he doesn't understand that other people don't think that way. Like he's just like, it's obvious what the answer is. Duh, 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 duh. And I'm like, cannot everybody processes that way? Contemplate for a very long time and explore all the options. But Ken's like, this is obviously the way to go, just because that's the way God's designed him for the most part. And so I've found it really interesting to observe that people have felt that there's a lot of value in the way that he sees things. So
Yeah. How have you noticed that shift, Ken, in your own words of like, it sounds like you're a really high strategist. You're able to problem solve and see the solution pretty clearly. And then you have the whole relational side of it. Can you talk to that at all?
Well, certainly on I'm a person of action, and I'll take a step knowing I can adjust. I'm not I have to come up with this master plan and be able to see the final result.
Mm-hmm.
Because that, in my head, that never works out anyways. So
true story.
Yeah.
Like, what project is ever on time, on budget? I mean, it's not real. That's generally how I've lived my life: is take a step, assess, adjust. So that's how I process. And on the relational side of things, giving more time to people and relationship and having more appreciation for other people's thoughts. And, I have within that had to acknowledge, I do have some blind spots. Maybe there is some room for some relational stuff.
Jane clap for those of you who are just listening.
Maybe there's something else there.
Oh, that's good. I love it.
In wanting to connect with people, my intensity is often misunderstood for anger, or I can have a heart and be trying to guide, drive, do whatever with the best of intentions, but it's not how I'm always received. To say that I've been received as arrogant, pushy, overbearing, it's all true. It's not normally where my heart was.
Yeah.
How it was perceived by others. Acknowledging that there are different ways of processing, different ways of thinking about things. And certainly some of the work that we had done, one of the other development sessions we had done, spent time on color, using the color charts for personality assessment. That was life-changing for me to understand that people do just naturally think about things completely.
Not wrong, just different.
It's not wrong. It's just
Yeah. I love that. Just the idea of being able to, what I hear you saying, I started to had two thoughts at the same time. So we're going to go with this one. What I'm hearing you say is that you are still able to, your personality as far as being a man of action and take a step, assess, and kind of seeing where things need to go hasn't necessarily had to change. It's just but the way that you communicate that, or the way you connect with people in making that, has changed in the growth space.
Yeah.
I've been able to observe that. I've noticed that he he's more responsive now as opposed to reactive. He will
Ooh,
now
that's good.
take a deep breath, and he'll acknowledge, even with his body language, he'll nod his head, as if to say, I hear you. He'll make eye contact. He's not focused on the problem in his mind, like he's actually focused on who it is that's delivering the problem. And that's been a real encouragement for me to see in my heart, that not only for our relationship, but just to see the growth in him, that awareness that has developed, and the peace that comes with that. There's a level of peace that comes with that. He's still a go-getter, and he's still a problem solver, but there's an added component now of this, I almost want to say, compassion, even in business settings. The relational part of Ken has really come to the forefront.
Yeah.
It's not just about getting the end result or becoming the winner or becoming the one that's achieved the goal. It's also been, hey, I've built relationship. I've built rapport with somebody. I have equity in the relationship now. I think there's that recognition of that's actually really valuable as well.
Yeah.
And you're able to do that. Like, that's actually a skill you fully carry now.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a gift.
Yeah.
I love that.
What a gift. Okay. So Jane, how about you? What surprised you in your growth in relational health?
With Table and Well, or before that?
Both and.
Both and.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's been lifelong for me. The way God's designed me is He's designed me as a learner, somebody that's curious, somebody that wants to know the whys. Why do people act the way they do? Why do they make the choices they make? Some of that comes from childhood, of being the oldest child in the family, and now reflecting on my parental experience with my parents, how they weren't as perfect as I thought they were. So I'm now reflecting on, okay, that's partly why I developed so strongly in being more of a rescuer type, being somebody who will swallow my own emotion in order to accommodate somebody else's emotion, to try and bring stability into a situation that felt very unsafe or very unstable. So I think the learning I have, kind of like what Ken said before, when we look back now on the years that we've done these developmental courses and workshops and relationships, I've done therapy as well, which has been beneficial to just get a different perspective.
Yeah.
I can see how God has used everything all along the way to further almost bring me back in a circle to what was originally intended.
Yeah, I love that.
That I feel like right now in 2025, place of, okay, I feel like I'm almost at a launching place now, where I'm like, okay, I've done a lot of work, not that there isn't more to do.
Yeah.
But I now know the work can be done, and I don't have to avoid it. I don't have to run from it. I don't have to hide from it. I can enter in, knowing I'm not alone in it, knowing that God's with me in it, and beautiful can come out of it, even if it wasn't what I expected.
Yeah.
It wasn't my expectation of what the end result would be. I can trust that He's going to work it all out for good, and it's going to probably be a lot better than what I had ever dreamed of.
Right now, so much of God's family is living disconnected. We've learned how to manage, perform, and survive, but we haven't been taught how to stay present, how to live from joy, or how to truly connect with God, ourselves, or each other. That's where you come in. At Table and Well, we're helping people rebuild what's been lost. We're guiding them back into life-giving connection, where joy is practiced, presence is possible, and relationships are restored. And when you give, especially as monthly supporters, you become part of this relational revival. You make it possible for someone to enter a space where it's normal to be seen, known, heard, and safe. Where community isn't just talked about, it's experienced. Where joy isn't the reward at the end of healing, it's the foundation we build from. As one participant said, not only do I have the tools to stay connected to myself and others in the middle of heavy and big emotions, I can. This is the kind of transformation your partnership makes possible. You have the opportunity to help restore the relational health of God's family, to develop healthy people who build safe communities where joy can be felt, received, and sustained. This doesn't happen by accident. It happens because people just like you say yes. Go to tableandwell.org/#give and become a monthly supporter today. Together, let's help the family of God become the safe and healthy family that we and the world both need.